Hello, Angel here, welcome back to my channel. If you're new, hello, and if you're a returning subscriber, hello. Hope you're doing lovely and well on this weekend day for me, in any case. I don't know when you're watching this. It's the weekend, hoorah! Although it's a working weekend, boo, but never mind. So today we're talking about marches, decks and intentions. Yeah, it was a wee while since I did one of these videos. So we're back, we're living the dream, and we're looking at the month ahead. So we're going to start with the decks I'm planning on using for the month of March. Grab a drink, grab a snack, or why not do some household chores and have a listen while I babble away. Either way, let's jump in with the first decks. So if you saw my February favourites video, the things that have fed my soul and filled my cup in February, you'll know that I spoke about this deck. So I have made a decision. I am going to chop off the borders. What deck is this? That's a great question. This is BoDleasons Tarot. BoDleasons Earthly, wait, let me get this correct. BoDleasons Tarot of Earthly Delights is the name of the deck. If you've seen that video, you'll know that I was umming and ahhing about the borders because I don't like them. I've decided to chop them off, and they are going to be gone. However, I was just sitting here before, doing the video, and I hadn't really made up my mind yet before doing this video, and I decided to shuffle the deck and pull a card. A card or ask the deck what the deck had as a message for me. Got them in the end. And this card flew out before I'd even properly shuffled the deck, the Ace of Ether. I'm just going to read you from the guidebook here. Let's grab the guidebook and give you an insight. Okay, so here's what the guidebook had to say. A leather-gloved hand with a wolfish grin flies high above the land. That got me straight away there. If you've seen my recent video, I was speaking about the wolf energy I'm working with, the shadow work I'm doing, and the facets of self work I'm doing, and the wolf energy that I'm working with. So when that came up, I was like, okay, you've sold me. We're working together. I'm not going to sell you. I'm going to keep you. It then says the Ace of Ether heralds an emerging paradigm. Embrace bold new ideas and you shall flourish. Deny the obvious and you may get bitten. So the upright meaning, a mental awakening, sudden breakthrough, a startling insight about oneself, other people or a situation, perceiving patterns that were previously obscured by taking a wider view. It sounds quite exciting, I think. It says, even at its zenith, the Ace of Ether has sharp teeth and a hard bite. I mean, come on. I mean, I'm sorry, that sold me. It sold me. It sounds a bit of a warning. And then on the bottom was the Temperance card, which is my card of the year. About finding moderation, even in moderation. So this is staying. This beauty is staying, and I'm going to chop off the borders. I'm even thinking about recording that, and letting you follow along on that little journey. I don't know. I'm still unsure. But I shuffled this, which I didn't shuffle very well because I had that jumper jump out pretty much straight away. And okay, I may have made a hasty decision, or what's the word? A hasty judgment. Can you see the borders here? Obviously, this is the Nine of Fungi, and there's like fungi all around. Maybe the borders are growing on me. I don't know. You see, I'm so undecided. But anyway, either way, whatever happens, I have decided that I'm keeping the deck and I'm going to be working with it in March. Was what I was trying to come forward to. So I'm actually I'm really looking forward to working with this one in March. I'm so fickle. I mean, I filmed that video about my February favourites like 2 days ago, and I was like, I don't know, I can't make up my mind. And now 2 days later, I'm like, I don't know. Yeah, I think I really like this deck. So I'm so fickle. That's what I'm going to say. I'm just going to say, I'm so fickle. Can't stand fickle people, and I'm clearly one of them. So I'm looking forward to working this one. I really, really am. I just must have had a bee in my bonnet that day and at Christmas when I opened it. I don't know. What can I say? I'm not promising that the borders won't disappear in the future. I don't know. Let me work with it, and I'll get back to you. Watch this space. Let's look at the next deck. Okay, so this is a deck I shouldn't have bought last month, but I did because I'm a naughty girl. It's supposed to be on a low buy month. I've got no excuse. This is a deck I'm working with in March. I've mentioned before. I don't know. I can't say. I've just felt really drawn to buy this deck, and I bought the actual extra guidebook as well. This is a mass market version of the deck. It was an indie originally, I think. Lovely book, and I don't know if you can see this. It's gorge and it feels lovely. Anyway, yeah, so planning on working with this one in March, and also in March I really want to pare back on the decks I'm going to be working with. Like, I don't know if you've seen my February favourites, you know that I worked with quite a lot of decks last month, and I didn't realise I had worked with a lot of decks, but I did. And this month I want to really pare back and just maybe focus on 2 or 3 perhaps. So my plan is to work with an Instagram tarot challenge by Lionhearts. I'm going to put some pictures on the screen here, and I think I'm going to use this deck for that challenge, but I'm not 100%. But either way, I'm going to be working with this deck this month. I'm also going to link Lionhearts in the description box if I can. I've previously done a few of their challenges, their tarot challenges on Instagram, and they're really, really, really good. If you haven't done them before, I would definitely recommend them. They are really excellent. So yeah, so that's my plan. Paring back my decks this month, but this is definitely one of the decks I'll be working with. I'm not feeling a draw to work with an oracle deck, an oracle pairing with this one, but that's not to say that won't happen. I haven't done any readings with this deck as yet, so we'll see how this deck, pans out. It might well need, depending what kind of reader it is, it might need an oracle to kind of soften the readings. I don't know. We'll have to see. But I'm really looking forward to getting into this one and getting into the guidebook. It feels really like I said it before. It feels really mystical to me. Anyway, so yes, that's another deck for February. No, wait, that's the wrong month. March. We're going backwards in my time frame, not forwards. Yeah, next deck I'm going to be working with is the Vox Arcana. This was a deck that I got for, I can't remember if it was Christmas or birthday, I can't remember, but I worked with it in January anyway. This is a mass market deck. It's a deck by 78, I think, different artists. And I originally saw this deck on Marina's channel. Ways of Your Soul is the channel name. I love their channel. I really like Marina's energy, and I don't know, I find their videos really friendly and cozy and welcoming, and I like what they have to say about the tarot. Yeah, and I had been thinking about this deck for a while before I purchased it, and there was one specific card, which if I come across I'll point to, that really put me off. And then when I saw it on Marina's channel, they explained that card and the meaning behind it, and I was like, oh, I can totally get behind that, which was what made me purchase the deck actually. So thank you to Marina at Waves of My Soul. Yeah, I really enjoyed this. Love this. I love this. Can you get that? I love this. I worked this in January and I really enjoyed it. But I worked with quite a lot of decks in January. I was kind of like, I hadn't chosen any decks to work with specifically, so I was just like, every time I did like a reading or something, I'd be like, what deck should I use now? And I looked through my tarot shelf and I was like, yes, that one. So this one got a good look in, and I really enjoyed it actually. And this is what actually started me off on my Jacob Marley chains, creating paper chains artwork. I don't know if you're going to keep up with that. What I'm going to do is I'm going to link February's favourites in the description, so you know what I'm talking about. Anyway, that was the deck I used when that epiphany came to me. Anyway, so yeah, I thought this should come out again, and I'm going to use it for the Weavers, Fellowship of the Weavers, Dawn Michelle's Weaver practice, and it feels very relevant. It feels very relevant because it's quite fantasy, and I'm feeling, this is the card, sorry, I'm feeling that fantasy is very, it works very well with Dawn Michelle's practice this year so far. This is the card I didn't like, but the way that Marina explained it, like totally got me on board. I'm going to say also, with this deck and with the practice I'm going to be working with for Dawn Michelle, I'm going to bring back my my dice. I think you might have seen these. I bought these on eBay. I've bought 3 different sets now actually, and these are the fantasy set. So you've got like potions and ogres and I don't know, you know, little monsters, and I don't know what that is. No idea what that is. But yeah, anyway, so what I do is once I pulled my my spread, then I cast the dice over the cards, and whatever dice land on the cards, I read as an extra level or an extra layer to my reading. So these are coming out this month as well. As well as these decks, I'm going to be using the decks that I mentioned in that February favourites. I'm not going to show them because I've already showed them previously. The Gospel of Radia and even the Green Witches Oracle deck. These are decks that I'm using for the whole of the year for Dawn Michelle's Weekly Practice. Yeah, so that was that. Was that all the decks I was thinking of working with? I believe so. I do believe so. So not many to choose from this month. I'm not saying that there won't be others that pop in just to say, hey, or you know, hey girlfriend. I don't know, you know, I'm sure that I'll bring some other ones forward because, you know, that's just the way the cookie crumbles, isn't it? That's the way it works. Yeah, how about we move on to books? Let's look at some books that I'm planning on reading in the month of March. Holy moly, I almost forgot this little beauty. This is the Wildcard deck jar with all the prompts in. I'm going to pull one of these. I didn't pull one last month. I don't know why. I just didn't feel in the mood. So yeah, we're going to pull one prompt for one extra deck we worked with this month. Let's have a good one, please. And I don't know what the prompt is because obviously this is like, you know, on the fly. Is that what it's called, on the fly? I don't know. Let's do this and this. Okay, are we ready? What's this going to say? Oh, a deck beginning with S. Use a deck beginning with S. Oh, lordy lord, that's tough. Which one is that? Oh, this could take a wee minute. Let me go and look at my tarot shelf. I shall be right back. Don't go anywhere. I'm coming straight back. And I'm back. Okay. That wasn't as difficult as I thought it was going to be. I'm going to be honest. Okay, so just as a recap, although you were here just a second ago, but it's taken me like 5 minutes to find a deck. Use a deck beginning with S. These prompts, I can, you know, relate these to Oracle or Tarot. You know, I choose, it's my choice. And I chose Sacred Hag's Oracle, Visionary Guidance for Dreamers, Witches and Wild Hearts by Danielle Dulski. Love this deck. I haven't used it in quite a while. I tend to find this feels quite ancestral, I've got to say, when I'm using this deck. But as I mentioned, it's had a bit of a holiday for quite a wee while. So I just spotted it and I was like, yes, I should totally bring that forward and use it. I've edged mine in black, which I did quite a while ago, and I wish I hadn't. I wish I edged it in a different colour. But never mind, there's no point crying over spilt milk. Love the guidebook. Can I just show you the guidebook first before I show you the cards? I'm terribly sorry. So we've got like a bit of a thumbnail. We've got the title and like a subtitle, and then we've got Grandmother Speaks. So like a bit of an explanation. Yeah, written like your grandmother speaking to you, or a grandmother, or an ancestral voice is speaking to you. And then you've got a morning ritual, and you've even got a moonlight ritual, which I love. I love that. I think that's really, really good. And, you know, you can totally sit with the Grandmother Speaks description in the book. And obviously you can do the same with the morning and the moonlight rituals. And I really like that for the fact that it slows me down. And if you've watched my February favourites, you'll know that was kind of a theme for January and February so far, that this, you know, slowing down, taking the time that I need, and yeah, just being present in the moment. Enough of that said, let's show you some cards, because I've been talking and not showing you any cards, which is quite silly, really. Yeah, I really like this deck. And as mentioned, or when I've used it previously, I've gotten I feel like an ancestral voice is coming through to me in this deck. It's a very strong, confident, sorry, I've just seen a cat here, which I've got to move, sorry. A really strong, powerful, confident, empowered, wild voice that comes through. I don't know how to explain it. That was not very good. I'm sorry. I'm trying my best here, party people. I'm doing my best. So yeah, looking forward to working with this one. This totally feels like it's the right choice. Yeah, so there we go. That's the Wildcard deck for the month of March. Let's move along, shall we? Now we're going to move on to the books. Let's do this. So let's get into the books. This is the first of several books I'm planning on reading in March. Conjuring Dirt, Magic of Footprints, Crossroads and Graveyards, by Taryn S, I believe is the author's name. Now I saw this book on Ivor the Occultist's YouTube channel. They were doing a video with the author of this book, and when I watched that video, it was so interesting, the things that the author was mentioning and bringing up. And when they mentioned they had a book out, I was like, oh, I need to know more. I need to read that book. So I'm on a low buy year, but my low buy year relates to deck purchases. Any kind of deck purchase. It doesn't relate to books particularly. So I'm still allowed to buy books. I am. Honestly, I'm not cheating. I'm still allowed to buy books. So I purchased this one. I haven't gone into it, at all yet. It arrived end of last week, I think. So this has been sitting on my coffee table, in my lounge. Not that that's relevant. But I really want to get into this in March. So it looks really interesting. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to link the video, Ivor the Occultist video, where they spoke to the author. And you're very welcome to go over and have a look, because it was really interesting. And we've had snow here for the past 3 or 4 months, and it's finally starting to melt, thank the Lord. So obviously, I can get to the dirt again, so that's great. So that's my plan. If you're on a witchy path, or any kind of woo-woo path, what am I saying, any kind of path, and you're interested in a bit of dirt conjuring, go and take a look at that video. I can highly recommend it. So that's the first book. Let's move on to the next one. So the next book came about from this deck, the Gospel of Radia. I've already shown this deck previously. This is a deck I'm using for Dawn Michelle's Fellowship of the Weavers practice. And I can't remember why I was inspired to buy this deck. Just a short story. I bought it last year, maybe like in August or something. Obviously I was inspired to buy it. And then I wrapped it to use for my low buy scratch the itch stockpile. So I've got 12 packages. I open one a month, and this was January's deck that I opened. And since I opened it in January, I've been using it, in both in January and February. My plan is to use it for the whole year. Anyway, so this kind of like started resonating for me. And I was looking through my bookshelf a couple of days ago, and I totally forgotten that I had this one. A Witch's Handbook to Magical Resistance, the new Aradia. And I was like, wait, just hold the phone. This is by Laura Tempest Zarkov. One of my favourite decks is created by this person. That's the Liminal Spirits Oracle. I've mentioned these before and shown them several times on my channel. I've also got their other deck, Anatomy of a Witch, and I've even got their book, Anatomy of a Witch. Anywho, this has just gotten lost on my bookshelf, I think, because it's quite a dinky book, quite small, quite thin. I just kind of, I don't know, I bought it obviously a while ago and just totally forgot about it. So my plan is, which has been pretty much inspired by the deck really, to have a read, have a bit of a look. So we shall see, and hopefully I'll be able to review that for you, or this for you, in March favourites. Yeah. Last but not least, we've got one more book, and that's this one. This has also been one that's been sitting on my shelf for a wee while. Bohemian Magic, Witchcraft and Secret Spells to Electrify Your Life. Tell me more. Now, I've had this for a while. Again, when I was looking at my bookcase, just looking through my bookcase, I stumbled upon this one. And I was like, oh yeah, I really want to read that book. I've got so many books, and you know that they're in a bit of a queue system. Anyway, I came up on this page, which totally swung it for me, and I was like, I'm going to read this. And one of these spells here. I'm just going to show you pictures here. Wait, bear with me one second. I love this idea. You know, maybe writing some stuff that needs to be released onto a plate and smashing the plate with a hammer. I mean, that's totally my bag. Love it. I don't tend to follow other people's spells and workings, but that I'm going to use that as a bit of an inspiration for a working of my own, I think, with the continuation of Facets of Self I'm doing. Love it. So looking forward to it. So yeah, those are the books. How about crystals? Should we talk about crystals I'm planning on using? Yeah, why not? Why not? Last month I used selenite. Excuse me. That cold is still holding on. Apologies. February I was using selenite. I'm still planning on using that this month. I purchased some beads in selenite, and if you've seen my February favourites, you'll know that I just took this off because I was wearing it. I created this in February. This is made out of lepidolite and rose quartz. I was going to say pink tourmaline. I was going to lie to you. Rose quartz. And this was an old pendulum which I took off and added to my my necklace instead. Anyway, so I really want to make another one out of selenite. It's my plan. So that's going to be done this month. I also want to work with tourmaline, and I want to do the same. I want to create a mandala, a necklace out of tourmaline as well. And what was the last thing I was going to show you? I'm also going to be working with, which is actually here. Bear with. Hematite, which is, I feel, strongly linked to my animal ally. So that's my plan this month, to work with those three, as well as the rose quartz and the lepidolite, obviously, because I'm wearing my necklace. It's an ongoing practice with that. So those are the crystals I'm working with. Specific practices or intentions for this month. Well, obviously, I mentioned my animal ally. I mentioned that I want to create an animal ally altar or shrine. That's to be completed this month, and I might take you along that journey. I might, create a little video so you can see that being constructed or brought together. So keep your eyes peeled for that. Witch's Black Lent, I didn't mention that, but on the 14th of February, Witch's Black Lent started. I'm going to link some names here, and I'll also link some videos in the description box. This was a challenge that I accidentally stumbled upon on YouTube, and I was like, yes, I'm totally in for this. So it's the Witch's Black Lent. It's all about 7 deadly sins, and I forgot to mention in February's roundup or wrap up that I had been really researching and going deeply into the 7 deadly sins and Dante's Inferno, and I ended up deciding to work with 2 sins, because go rogue from the get-go. That's me. I don't tend to stick to rules. Gluttony and greed. So I'm going to pop a picture in here now. The Witch's Black Lent continues over several weeks, and last week I wrote poetry. I believe I'm a week behind, so this week I'm going to be creating a effigy around the sin, or maybe draw or create something to represent the sin that I'm working with, or sins, should I say, as I'm working with both of them. So that's also something I'm going to be doing this month, as well as creating an incense or a perfume for the sins as well. If you're not in on this challenge, I don't think it's too late. I personally think you could, jump in now, but don't quote me on that. But go rogue from the get-go. Why not? And if you're wondering where I got that quote from, I got that quote from Candy at Candy Soul and Soil, which is an amazing quote. I love it. Anyway, art magic. Let's get onto that. Let's bring these out the way. And let's talk about some art magic that I'm planning on doing. Actually, before I talk about the art magic, let me talk about just some artwork in generally, or arty, arts and crafty bits. You might recognise this deck, or you might not. Let's do that. This is the Medieval Mischief Tarot, and this is totally irrelevant. I really want to buy the mass market French Moon Void Tarot. Wait, is it called Moon Void Tarot? I think it's called that. And I'm on a low buy year. And this doesn't look anything like the Moon Void Tarot, FYI. But it's black and white, obviously. And I haven't used it so much, but when I did use it, I really enjoyed it. But because it's black and white, I suddenly got a bee in my bonnet, that bee in my bonnet again, to colour some cards in, like the Moon Void Tarot. Now, the Moon Void Tarot is black and white, or the mass market French edition is, but there's like pops of red colour in it. But I decided not to do that in this deck. I decided just add some funky colour, some funky flashes or pops of colour into this deck as well. So yeah, so that's my plan this month. I started last month, and I quite like this, that I thought about it afterwards, that, this character, we'll say it's a king, the tower was struck, and, because their ego is so big, they decided that they couldn't fall out of the tower naked. They had to put on their crown and their cloak, which I thought was quite interesting. Anyway, that's just me babbling. And anyway, so yes, so I just added some, excuse me, some random colour to the images, and I'm actually really liking it. That's as far as I've gotten so far. I've got quite a few cards to go, and I'm not in any rush to complete it. I just, pick a card and, colour in a bit here and there whenever I feel like it. Just to let you know, I'm using Sharpies in case you're wondering, and they don't rub off and they don't smear or anything like that. So yes, that's something I'm continuing with in March. What else am I getting up to? What other mischief am I getting myself into in March? Yeah, let me show you this. Now, I did some cheeky, I'm going to say collage work or artwork in January and February, which I haven't completed yet. So my plan is to continue with that in March. This is a journal that I made just out of scrap paper. You know the drill. I use it. I use packaging paper and things like that. And this is the something that I created. Some art witchery that I created in February. I mentioned in my intentions video for 2024 that I had purchased some second-hand skates, some roller boots, and I was really inspired by The Wizard of Oz, because I love The Wizard of Oz and I loved it as a child. And I really want to bring some colour into my life in 2024, and I really want to learn some new skills and, what's the word? Discover some hidden talents. And I'm really hoping that roller skating is one of those talents. Anyway, so I was really feeling drawn by, or inspired by, The Wizard of Oz. You know that the quote, you've always had the power, my dear, you just had to learn it for yourself. And so I really wanted to include that in this artwork of me tying up my roller boot. I don't know. It all made sense at the time, and I've got an intention on the back of this as well. So I rephrased it and wrote, I've always had the power, I just had to learn it for myself. And I really like this. I kind of just it does the job, right? It does the job. Anyway, so I stuck this together. This is a little pocket now, which I can use. And this is a page that I want to get finished off. I drew some skates, which I haven't painted yet. And my plan is to, go all in, colour mad, and, pop the skates on. Sorry, I need to sneeze. Sorry. Dagnabbit, that cold just needs to do one and leave me alone. This is another page that's not finished. I still need to finish this one as well. So I want to add some colour to this. I purchased some inks last month or the month before? I can't remember. So I've kind of been, having a bit of a doodle or a bit of a practice with that. And I did some black and white drawing and stuff. And I want to add some more colour to this. Anyway, irrelevant. So yeah, that's my plan for this month as well, to get back on the making a mess whilst creating. I want to get back into the creativity because I really enjoy it. It does feed my soul, and it's a really good outlet, I think. And I do enjoy me some art witchery. I really, really do. So yeah, so that's that. I made this journal. I think you've probably seen this one before. Just out of an old, I think it was an old pizza box actually, and then I added some tissue paper, put some acrylic paint on it, painted it with acrylic paint, and then added some Mod Podge so it's all glittery, because I'm like a 5-year-old and I freaking love glitter. It's fan-diddly-tastic. Another project that's in the pipeline. Oh, let me grab this. I'm making a video about this currently. This was also mentioned in my February favourites. This was a second-hand box that I found. Let me just show you like this. I've gessoed it, and I've also done a bit of I made this out of cotton wool and glue, and I just what's the word I'm looking for? Moulded it, and this is going to be a box dedicated to my facets of self. So this is going to be like this. It's to represent the facets of myself. So my plan is to paint this to look like these facets, or amethyst facets. That was a difficult word to say when you haven't got your teeth in. Anyway, so I just sewed over some pictures here that were in the box, and there's a couple of drawers here as well, which I just sewed over. So it's an ongoing project. So I'm going to show you the process of that as well. This was really fun, although it was quite messy because it was cotton wool and glue. Never a good combination, but it's all a bit of fun, isn't it? It's all a bit of fun. So this was the inspiration for the box. This is from my Altered Brook project, which I started last year. And it's all about going within the cave, as it were, and finding those facets, almost digging for those facets of self. And so this is kind of the where I've taken my inspiration from, or what I want it to kind of look like, I think, once it's completed. Anyway, it's just, we'll have to see how that goes, but I will take you along that journey with me. So watch this space. I shall let you know how that goes. So as well as the facets of self box I'm making, which I shall explain a bit more about that in the video that I'm making, I also want to create like an altar tile, which I want to put on my self-love altar, and it's kind of the same again. It's inspired by this facets of self, this crystallized or crystal artwork, which I created. This is another journal that I created from an Amazon envelope quite a few months ago now. It's quite soft, and I used acrylics. You've seen this before, and drew these on, and obviously painted the stone, which I think are quite pretty. And so I want to do something like this, but with the whole cotton wool idea. So it kind of, I want to make like a tile with the cotton wool facets and paint them so it looks like a 3D effect, like it's coming out of the picture. Let's see if I can take you on that journey as well. Oh dear, I've got a lot in the pipeline, it seems like. Apart from that, what other intentions do I have for March? I don't think I have any other intentions, to be honest. I really want to get a grip on my meditation practice this month. Now my meditation space is set up, and the cushion is sewn, and my little table is forward and set up, and I've got my super duper headphones. I really want to get into that. There's no excuse now for me not to get into my meditation practice. But apart from that, I don't think I have any other intentions. So I think I'm going to wrap this video up by, asking you what your intentions are for March. Let me know in the comment section. I would love to know. Which decks are you planning on using? Do you plan to use decks, or do you just intuitively pull decks when you are called to do a reading? I'd love to know that too. Let me know in the comment section. It's always nice to speak and chat and, swap ideas and thoughts and things like that. So, if I don't see you in the comment section, I hope to see you in the next video. Take care. Have a lovely morning, afternoon or evening, wherever you are. And I'll see you soon. Toodaloo.